What up, guys? Today I wanted to do a showcase on Treasure Miranda. I used her for the recent solo raid. It was the only one, and she performed very well, and I was like, alright, well, let's do a showcase for her treasure. I don't think I've done that, so let me quickly go over her treasure. I'll show you guys how powered up I got her. But the best part probably about this treasure is not her burst, probably her skill too. So this first one is her burst. Basically, I mean, this does double the effectiveness, I guess, of her burst. Instead of it's only on one ally, it's on two allies, but for the most part, none of that has changed. For her skill 2, though, this is actually pretty wild. So it didn't change this part, but it did add this second part. So when entering full burst, it affects self. It gives this, I mean, that's cool, her more damage, but this is really nice. It gives your highest final attack character, other than like casters, so probably your supports or burst 1 and 2s, gives them this like basically a guaranteed crit for 1 round, and this in particular went so nasty on the new Snow White. So I'm going to be running that team today, and then this is her skill 1 that got buffed. This is like okay, just some more hit rate, I guess. Actually no, it didn't change anything of the hit rate, it just gave her more attack buff for herself. I don't think she's going to be doing any damage regardless, so you know, there's that. But that skill too, that basically guaranteed crit is pretty nasty. If you were gonna level up the skills, I would say probably like this is looking nice. If you get this to level 10, wouldn't be the worst either, but this definitely get this 85% crit rate for 1 round on the skill 2 is definitely best to level first. And then, I mean, this doesn't really matter, so you can just sack this if you really care about it. I wouldn't say focus on rolling gear. I think I just got these. I mean, the elemental damage is really nice because she is water. Oh, I got 2 elemental. Charge damage, yeah, funny. Let's see, max ammo. Another charge speed, hilarious. And I decided to put her with the burst charge cube. I don't think it matters too much, like I said before. Usually for burst 1, 2, or like things that aren't attackers, or that aren't that important, I would say don't give your like blue cubes too. I'm gonna do 2 runs of these, and then I'll probably go into the spider guy. I think that's probably a good idea. Now, the team I ran during the solar raid, let's spectate you. By the way, this skin is fucking hilarious. I can't believe they made her a phantom thief when she's just like brain dead. Anyways, the team that I used for this solo raid consisted of, granted, it was my 5th team, so I did use some kind of wonky ass teams, but the main thing was around wanking off the new Snow White with this Miranda treasure. So I used Miranda treasure for burst 1, I used Blanc for burst 2, and then I used, obviously, the Snow White. I used Ada, or Ada, whatever, which is actually really nice because she'll give the true damage, which is really good for Snow White, just wanking her off even more. And because that boss was a bit oppressive, I did enjoy using her for the healing, along with Blanc, which is why I ran Blanc. And then for the another burst one, because I need CDR on this team, the only thing that kind of sucks about Miranda, other than no like heal or shield, is she does not have cooldown on any of her passives. So if you're gonna run her on like a regular team for like solo raids or bossing in general, I would recommend running another burst run that gives CDR to the team. So like right here in this example, I'm gonna use Killer Wife because it'll wank off Snow White even more. But you can use like her, you can use Rogue, you can use, I mean, Litter, but like I said, I was using it for my solo raid, so I threw on Rogue there for that slot. And I mean, that team did a lot of fucking damage. I have the screenshot pulled up, so I'll put it on screen just because why not. I hit 3.62 with that team, so not too bad. Snow White definitely did a fuck ton damage. My only problem with that team was getting through the skill checks like relatively without trouble because Snow White is a sniper, it makes skill checks a bit hard. But yeah, like Miranda doesn't do any damage at all. I mean, she did more damage than like Crown or Killer Wife, but like I'm basically building the team around them. So, I mean, you know. Alright, we'll do one with Snow White type advantage, because this would be fun. Now, this is a bit griefed because I'm using Killer Wife instead of, like, maybe Rogue, I suppose. But for the most part, she's just giving Snow White Pierce. And, I mean, it's only to snipers. I guess she's giving it to herself, but that doesn't really matter. For my actual team against the spider guy, I think I probably will run what's-her-face Helm instead of Ada, just in case I need healing. And also, I think I'm gonna need some help hitting those skill checks. I don't think Snow White's gonna cut it. Maybe she will, but if I run out of ammo, I'm cooked. So, I would like to not embarrass myself every time I try to showcase units and go into, like, a boss and get my ass blasted. Also, the burst generation will help. I think I could definitely use some more burst generation. Let's see. I mean, I generated pretty fast right there. But yeah, oh my god, I'm doing fucking Mongo damage. Yeah, I'm telling you, Snow White, bro, with that, like, basically guaranteed crit goes so hard. Maybe making a build for Snow White that has, like, crit damage up wouldn't be the worst. Granted, I feel like her overload gears are quite lenient because you don't really need to go charge speed because her charge speed is locked. And, I mean, you basically just want damage up the ass, so realistically you could just forego, like, let's see, I guess max ammo, that's the only real thing you can forego, because you definitely want regular attack, and then elemental, and then that last slot is kind of whatever you want. Because she doesn't need charge speed, I feel like you can forego max ammo and just, like, charge damage, I guess. Oh, what? My thing was down right there. Wait, what the hell? Hold on, why did that happen? Excuse me? Anyways, yeah, look at this fucking Mongo damage. Fuck, I lost my train of thought because for some reason I didn't get my burst back, huh? Hold on, did I miss something? Wait, why did I not get my burst back? That was weird. Wait, yeah, 20 seconds. Wait, what the? Huh. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, weird. Was I just not paying attention? Whatever. I lost my fucking train of thought, though. Something about Snow White. Goddamn, I'm just gonna go into boss. Let's hope my train of thought comes back to me. Alright, so we are here with Harvester. That's his name. Spider Guy. I'm gonna continue calling him Spider Guy, by the way. Whenever I say Spider Guy, I'm gonna mean Harvester. Whatever. I pronounce, like, half the names wrong. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's funny, dude. That's why. Alright, let's see how this is gonna work. Honestly, I probably could have ran Siren here as well because of the focus fire. But, I mean, we should be fine. Dude, I'm so spoiled though. Fuck, dude. I love having Siren here just because she can clear the minions so easily with, like, her passive. I guess Snow White is doing that pretty well too. Actually, yeah, we should be good. If I have Helm on main rotation, I'm just gonna be healing a lot. So I can probably just face tank everything like a baboon. Yeah, I'm just gonna face tank everything like a baboon. I don't give a fuck. This is just here so that I can see how much damage these units do, okay? Okay, that cooldown was kind of grief. Come on, Killer Wife, bro. Didn't I need to give you some ammo rolls or some, I don't know, charge speed rolls? Get your fucking cooldown, baby. Also, I couldn't think of what I was talking about. Goddamn it, my train of thought did run against me. Son of a bitch. I think I was talking about the solo raid, but for the most part, I mean, the only thing this team probably will struggle with is, I mean, skill checks, depending on what exactly is happening. What am I just taking damage from? Jesus Christ. Crown is just moaning in my ear. Oh, it's from the boss. Oh, wow, we do have reload speed. Wait, who is giving reload speed? Or is that just Crown? Oh, I think I have Crown with one of the blue cubes now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, dude, but this team is just so freelo, bro. Like, I can just face tank everything. Like, there's no way this guy one-shots me. So, like, Helm's Burst is just gonna heal me all the way. Like, yeah, look at that. Crown's just like, nope. No thanks. Okay, well, I guess in that case I can play as her. Yeah, because Snow White's hidden. Oh my god, Snow White's so good for this fight, man. She clears a minion so easily. These balls I can literally just perma ignore because Snow White's going to clear the projectiles anyways. Oh my god, she's so good for this fight. Uh-oh. Okay, the only thing though is I'm actually going to reload. Hold on, I'm going to reload, baby. I want to make sure I hit these. Yeah, I'm not even going to fucking jinx it. Alright, let's hit these and then I can continue talking. There we go. There's a couple more, but we should be fine. It's just two. Actually, let me hit these, make sure, and then we're good. Yeah, other than, like, potentially skill checks if they're kind of cooked, I think this team should be pretty good. Just for, I guess, any sake, realistically. Like, even in campaigning, I mean, Snow White's just really good because she'll clear out a lot of the minions with her little thingies. You don't even have to worry about getting cucked by, like, regular sniper charge speed. I have been thinking about this, like, very interesting that they design some like units as, let's say, I don't know, specific like type of weapon, obviously, because that's how they're doing it, right? But they structure them with their weapon in a unique way where it kind of plays differently. Like, for example, Cindy is a rocket launcher, but I mean, she does not play like a rocket launcher, if that's not obvious enough. Oh my god, I'm about to clear this guy. Okay, I've actually never gotten a run where I've completely killed this guy. Okay, wait, hold on, bro. What the? Wait, hold on, I killed this guy. Wait, this team is goated. Hold on, this team is goated. Oh, wait, we kill it! No! No! I was so close. Wait, this team is goated, bro. See it, dude, I'm telling you, Miranda with Snow White, bro. She wanked Snow White off so well. I'm telling you, this team is goated. So, like, for example, if you're going into a raid that's weak to water, I'm telling you, something like this team is the move. Perhaps, I mean, you're not going to be using Crown because you're going to save her for, like, your main team, or maybe even Helm, right? But if you can structure a team like this in a way where potentially against like a boss that is very oppressive, you're not going to get one shot, or I mean any other type of boss, then like this is going to cook. Let me go into some campaigns just because fuck it, and then we'll be done. Alright, here we are with some campaign stages. Let's just do like a couple runs and then we'll be done. Yeah, dude, Miranda, GOAT. I definitely wanted to make a video on Miranda because she definitely surprised me. I saw a lot of people using her like for solo raiding regularly, just like throughout, I mean ever since she got her treasure, right? But I didn't really understand too much of how she worked. And also, I mean, I was pretty poor, so I can't just level up every unit. But after the most recent raid, I was able to level up Miranda a bit, and yeah, I can definitely understand how she's goated. But the main thing, like I said before, you're probably going to be using this type of team as your, I don't know, 4th or 5th slot, maybe like 2nd or 3rd if it's against a specific boss. But definitely the only real things to watch out for is if that boss is oppressive, you're going to have to make sure you have some form of healing. Or, I mean, just making sure you're able to fit CDR with Miranda is definitely the most important aspect of, like, you know, going through solo raids. I don't think you really want to go through solo raid slash bossing without CDR on your team. That's just kind of a thing. It's just so broken, bro. I don't know what you can do about that. But, dude, yeah, I mean, just giving Snow White that guaranteed crit just hurts like a bitch. I can't believe she almost cleared. She basically almost soloed the spider guy right there, Harvester, dude. Jesus. Yeah, I don't think I've gotten a kill on Harvester yet. Wow. Alright, next time I do a Harvester, I'm running this team. Jesus. If I played it a little bit better, I probably definitely could have hit the kill on Harvester. I was definitely saving some of Helm's shots just to make sure I hit the skill check. But yeah, wow. Wow. Which I also wanted to make this because I'm always so kind of negative on a lot of these treasures because I feel like for what amount of effort you put into getting these damn treasures upgraded, you know, having to gamble through the damn, where is this? Do I have a decent amount? Yeah, having to gamble through this and then making sure it's the right fucking thing, and then you need like what, 150 or something to get the whole thing max, and then for that unit to be like pretty mid. So I mean, let's see, I can ping my treasures, right? Haha, here they are. So like for them to be like, what treasures like kind of ass? I mean, Milk's is pretty ass, Rima's is pretty ass. Like putting a bunch of work into getting the treasures and then being like that kind of sucks. Granted, you get the fan service scene with their like treasure scene that's like fully animated and voiced, but like, dude, I would prefer if they were at least okay or decent. And I definitely think Miranda is one of these rare occasions where they're actually really goated. I don't know if I would put her like on any specific tier. I think I would probably put her one less tier than Helm. I mean, Helm is just disgustingly gross. She just belongs on her own tier because she's so gross. But I would probably put her on the same tier as like Tove, because there are definitely some nasty teams you can make with Miranda. I think maybe I would put her above Tove because she has a bit more flexibility. Tove is kind of gated behind shotgun teams because obviously that's her only main support she gives, but Miranda, you can get a lot of different setups going, preferably with like snipers or someone who can really take advantage of that like really big shot that's basically a guaranteed crit. I mean, Drink is pretty good too, but anyways, let me stop blabbing on about treasures. I already made a video talking about treasures. But yeah, definitely I would say try to get Miranda up if you are missing some solo raid like 4th or 5th team and you need like a really good burst one that will perform very well. Now, all that being said, if we are going to be talking about builds for her, obviously, like I said before with the skills, definitely prioritize getting the skill 2 leveled up. This one's pretty worthless. It just gives her self-attack, which she's not going to do much damage anyways, but this one's not too bad either. The percentage, I mean, it goes up that much for like level A, but I mean, level 7 is fine, especially if you are down bad on the looks. Then try to get this one max, and then, I mean, if you can't max this one, just save it for other units that are more important. Now, overload gear doesn't really matter. I think burst 1 and burst 2s overall don't really matter too much about overload gear, unless we're talking about like Siren or Nayuta, who can definitely go really hard with a lot of these overload gears because they do a decent amount of damage. Unfortunately, Miranda does not do a lot of damage, so, I mean, you can just do whatever you want. Basically, just getting this upgraded so that you get the stats is probably good enough. I mean, if you want to like min-max, probably like elemental attack and then more max ammo rolls, because she has this part of her passive that acquires her to hit shots, but like she's not going to do that much damage, so focus on other units before her. Cube wise, I don't think this also matters too much. Probably burst generation is your best option. Like, if you want damage, you want the blue cubes, but she's burst 1, doesn't do a lot of damage, just save that for your better units. Yeah, she doesn't need any of this. I mean, damage reduction, eh. Maybe if she's getting murked, but, like, you're gonna be running her with healer shield, probably if the boss is getting a bit oppressive. But, I mean, the main thing is definitely getting her treasure up. That's gonna fucking cost a lot, I will say. But hey, if you can get her up, definitely get her up. Probably the priority, all that being said, for treasures would definitely Helm. I mean, Drake has the villain pass thingy-bobber going on still, right? Hold on, let me actually double check. I think she has that going on still. You basically get that for free, so. Oh no, it's not going on anymore. No, dang, rip, dude. That little event thingy they had, kind of like this Alice, basically gave her treasure for like free and then a fuck ton of resources. That was so nice. But anyways, definitely Home first, broken as fuck, and then, I mean, either of these two would be good, and then like the other rest doesn't really matter. I think Exia is not too bad. I need to use her though. I don't have her up, but I mean, Faye is a PvP unit, and I mean, all these kind of, so maybe I should use Julia. I actually don't know about Julia either, but all these are kind of like wonky. Or at the very least, they're definitely not on the same tier as these two, that I would say. I would have to check the tier list. I definitely am not the most knower of these because I haven't used them. But we'll see. When I get there, I will hopefully use them and see if they're mid or not. But definitely Miranda is not mid. I would say she's goated, actually. Probably not as good as Helm, but like, I don't know if Shift Up's intention with Helm was there exactly, but maybe now they're going to hold back on some treasure units so they're not as broken as Helm. But yeah, anyways, overall Miranda, very, very solid option as a burst 1. The only thing is she does not have CDR, so you definitely have to run her, I would say, with CDR from another burst 1 on your team. But dude, she enables Snow White so much that this is definitely a very good unit to get leveled up if you are in need for any burst 1s for like team 4 or 5 for soul raids. And I mean, she performed very well for me in solo raids, which is definitely why I wanted to make this video, because the last solo raid she cooked. I guess at the very least she made Snow White cook, but like, she helped cook, so she was prepping the ingredients, alright, and Snow White was cooking. How about that? Anyways, I think that is it for Miranda Treasures Showcase. Let me know what you guys think about the Miranda Treasure unit as a whole, and I will catch you guys later.